Right, round 13, eh? So this will just be a shortish one. Right, Forbesy, you dirty rat. What a low-life scumbag you are, man. You're going to answer Angela, she's waiting, and we are all still waiting, and you're going to get pestered till you answer. And as we know, Michelle Percy and all that clown man, Pat Ritchie and all these dirtbags know exactly what's going on here. And they're just quite happy to sit there and let you, Kipper, Forbes, you dirty rat, just tell blatant lies out in the public, and you think that's okay, eh? You're an absolute disgrace to this city. You dirty, oh, I was going to swear there, but I'm not. Right, I'm just going to get on to this, otherwise I'll lose it with that idiot. Right, so, what a meeting with Catherine McKinley was me, Angela and Tracy Mitchell a week ago. So we arranged a meeting with Catherine McKinley and a guy that was there with her. I can't remember his name, he's a sort of sidekick guy that works with her. It was a little bit positive, just a little bit and stuff, because we've been into them, with bits for 2 years, and Catherine McKinley spoke out, and I'm going to give Catherine McKinley a bit of respect, like, because it surprised me. She did speak up in the House of Commons a few weeks ago about the swimming pool in Newcastle, and also how it divided is in West Denton in particular, of many things, aspects of things, the exercise and the rest, and the taking your green space there. So we'll give her some respect on that, man. And her and the guy are going to get that equipment moved from over the road, because the council has said they're not going to move it, or they can't move it, and it can be moved. We know for a fact it can be moved, so we brought it up as an issue that needs putting in there. Why would anyone who takes it seriously, children's health and the residents' health, have that on the wrong side of the road? Every other one's in the school entrance up there and stuff, in other places, and yet that one's on the other side of the road, eh? Ever think about it, man, people? I've got my ideas why, eh? Dirtbags, telling you. So, right, Angela's put an open letter to 36 council people. These ones, yeah. So she's going to print off from the council site, and there's 36 of these got somewhere she hasn't sent to, like the Jed Bell End, I'm going to call him, unfortunately. What a heinous person he is. I don't like him one bit. Him and Forbesy, they're the same cloth, man. Dirty scum. They've made this place a mess for a long time, and these are the problems. That's where it's coming from, people. The rest are just perpetrating down to them. Sure. We'll find out who's takes things serious or not, or children's health, because we're going to wait to see what they come back with off this open letter, and I'll let you know. I'll read it out, and then I'll read the names out. We'll see if Labour's interested, or whether them just sit with their party and not give a toss about kids' health. Well, we'll see. Right, this is an open letter that's went to them, and I'm just waiting of replies, and we'll see soon. We'll see soon enough. So, dear whoever, we the residents living next to or close by West Denton Association Plainfields wish to express in the strongest possible way the consensus from the community, whilst at the same time trying at this late stage to get the council to listen to us in the interests of openness and transparency, which we hear off them all the time, but it's not what they do, people there. They lie and mislead. That's what they're into, you dirtbags. The best place to begin would be from the opening statement of Councillor Nick Forbes, leader of the council. That's why it's in a state, people. He's a leader. Blatant liar. You, Forbesy, you come on there and you told a blatant lie. That's not going to be accepted. Your Chronicle cronies might accept this and not put anything in down there, but we're coming to them idiots next, and they're going to show them for what you are. The evening comical, joke, man. Leader Council, who stated, over the last few months I have received numerous letters and emails from residents who feel that their voices have not been heard. It is vitally important that the council listens to the concerns of all residents, and so I am putting on hold all plans for this site until we have carried out meaningful engagement. Of course I haven't, of course. So he talks it and he doesn't do it. One of our priorities is to see more homes being built across the city, but we won't do this to the detriment of existing residents. My message is clear, really. It's clear as mud. We will draw to a halt the plans for this site and engage with residents. We will draw a halt to the plans of this site and engage with residents. We are in listening mode. This statement was made on the 26th of February 2020 and they've never bothered to backside. Blatant lie. Of the highest order, strung along, remember, that's what they've done. Even then it could have been classed as a shutting a stable door after the horses bolted. When the leader made this statement, he was standing next to an unfinished road leading into the field, so that was that stump road, standing next to getting his photo taken with that idiot up there. That's a waste of space. That Labour councillor, the Carl McCain, Brian Hunter, terrible person, can't even speak, doesn't even answer emails to anyone. Someone put several emails through him, doesn't even answer, and yet they've put on the leaflet that they're going to attack him and that Simon Bonds. You dummies, man. You dummies, you backward people, man. I thought I was a clowning backward a bit, like, but yous people, man, are the worst. Because you're knowingly doing it and you know it's to the detriment, man. Dirtbags. Dirtbags. We get in front of yous, man. We'll be respectful now, but we're going to get into yous with lots of questions. It's going to be uncomfortable, man. Going to be uncomfortable for yous. Right. There has been no options for the site other than the council's option, which is to develop the site for housing. We request that the council at least ask the residents for their opinions and views, such as A, keep the site as it is, but look towards improvements of the site to enable the best use of all sporting activities, exercise and recreation, of course. B, develop the site in line with residents' wishes and aspirations. C, agree or disagree with the current council's plans for 45 dwellings in a children's care home. Bit naughty, one of the many has already been up here twice with his homemade gang, eh? Whoa, whoa, mate. Whew. Even if planning permission is agreed for the site, the council is under no obligation to proceed with the sale of the land and put the current situation on hold until meaningful and proper consultation has taken place with residents about the options above. The next issue is in relation to COVID-19 and the effects of the global pandemic and what subsequently happened with the site therefore. Despite the skateboard park being removed against the wishes of local residents, most importantly children, this unfortunately mirrored the situation as above. No consultation, simply a JCB in the early hours of the morning to remove a skateboard park at a cost of £10,000 to remove, and it would have been £1,600 to repair. And like I've told you, we've got to pay all that proves that's a load of crap they've given us. Just one excuse after the other, and we're going to dismiss all that with their own paperwork. And they weren't supposed to be repaired, individual blocks lifted in now, man. Just think we're how backward up here, eh? Really, really. You know, like I say, I'm not the brightest spark, I'm far from it, the sharpest tool in the box, but I'm sharp in a lot of other ways, man. And I know what yous are doing, and we can all see it, man. Everyone, for what it is. You dirty scumbag lowlifes. You make this Newcastle City look a mess. You're giving it a bad name and everything, and it doesn't matter who you go out there to talk to, they all say the same. You mention your name, man, you got to be the most hated bloke in the North East. And that Jed Bell End, what a knacker he is. Like, you've heard the crack, I don't like him. He's a heinous low-life scumbag. You big stupid clowny idiot, you. Oh. Despite the removal of this facility during the lockdown, residents have used the concrete standing that remains for exercise. Yeah, there's groups of exercises going on there, loads of ladies and all that and stuff. The kids going on with a skateboard. Children have managed to continue to use it as a skateboard park and take their own ramps there. Council, all that there. The fields have been used for families to enjoy open space, particularly during the COVID restrictions that were in place for some considerable months. If anything, green space during this crisis is more important than ever before. Of course it is. And you heard it in the past. We applied for the grass to be cut with ward funding, and they had plenty of ward funding. We'll find out where the ward funding goes, what to put it to, eh? And they wouldn't do it, of course. The Labour councillor sat with that Labour council down there and didn't give a toss or represent. Don't represent anybody here. They've been told on many occasions, as you know. Within the National Planning Policy Framework, it states the following. Big letters, number 8. Promoting healthy and safe communities. Wow, eh? Ooh, who's wrote that one? I think you've missed this one, Forbesy, you and your mate Bell End. 92. Planning policies and decisions should aim to achieve healthy, inclusive and safe places which C. Enable and support healthy lifestyles, especially where this would address identified local health and well-being needs, for example through the provision of safe and accessible green infrastructure, sports facilities, local shops, access to healthier food, allotments, layouts that encourage walking and cycling. 93. To provide the social, recreation and cultural facilities and services the community needs. Planning policies and decisions should be take into account and support the delivery of local strategies to improve health and social and cultural well-being for all sections of the community. And they're not doing that, of course, are they? Another policy they've got to take any notice of, and they've got many, they just write them out like confetti and just hire them down the road, just kick it down the road or something to draw with it, with the petitions there. C. Guard against the unnecessary loss of valued facilities and services, particularly where it would reduce the community's ability to meet their day-to-day needs. And of course, it's not meeting with day-to-day needs. You're stuck on bits of strips, people trying to kick a ball about if somebody's trying to walk past under COVID. Them 3 clowns up there, the Labour clowns, were told this, and they didn't give a toss about the COVID restrictions or anything, man. Taking things seriously, your health and the rest, not one dot. They're all on their own agenda, and it's a money agenda they're on, people, I'm telling you. Right, open space and recreation, eh? Hold on, 95. It is important that a sufficient choice of school places is available to meet the needs of existing and new communities. Local planning authorities should take a proactive, positive and collaborative approach to meeting this requirement and to develop that will widen choice in education. And of course it should, but they're not. None of them's been out to have a look at this, man, because that traffic there, they're getting a shock when they come to have a look out and they're all going to come out. Open space and recreation. 98. Access to a network, and this is all in big letters here, so it's important there. Access to a network of high quality open spaces and opportunities for sport and physical activities is important for the health well-being of communities. Can deliver a wider benefits for nature and support efforts to address climate change, because I want to cut trees, don't you? Mature trees, put little ones in somewhere else or on the top of bus stops there. Fucking hell, man. Hey, you give up with these clowns there. Planning policies should be based on robust and up-to-date assessments of the need of the open space, sport and recreation facilities, including quantitative and qualitative defects of or surpluses and opportunities for new provision. Information gained from assessments should be used to determine what open space, sport and recreational provision is needed, which plans should then seek to accommodate a course and not 2 little bits of square bit of grass in between it. You've heard the crack. They think that's all right. Yeah, an assessment has been undertaken which has clearly shown that open space buildings or land to be surplus to requirements, and it's not. Or B, the loss resulting from the proposed development would be replaced by equivalent or better provision in terms of quantity, quality in a suitable location. Or C, the development is for alternative sports and recreational provisions, the benefits of which clearly outweigh the loss of the current or former use. Pardon. The above is in bold is the most important aspect of the site. The Council cannot and should not dismiss these points, which show the only justifiable means to develop the land. Is it surplus to requirements? No. Can the site be replaced by equivalent or better provision elsewhere? No. Land close to the current site is at risk. For instance, the Parkway site in Chapel House. The land in question is being considered for phase 2 development. It's just up here, round the corner, eh? The former Chapel Middle School site is going through the planning process to be developed as well. It's just further up from it now. More houses up there. Building over there. Building more there. The building down here. And then I want to come on this one. Take the last open space, really. West Denton playing fields are fenced off, so this land is not open space as it cannot be accessed. So talking about when the counting the open space assessment, that land opposite the fire depot at West Denton there, that one with the fence around, the class that is open space in the open space assessment, and we can't get on that there. Can that be right, man? It's not, man. It's not right. It should be accessible for everyone, unless you pay. Of course, and this is what they want. Want you to pay through the nose for everything, people. You pay your taxes, they're taking it away. That's been paid for many times over. They want to take that away. And put your council tax up when there's nothing here. And I just want to go, hey, honest. Right, let's get into this bit here. The council recently granted permission for the development of green space in Burnstones. So it's quite simple. There is no alternative provision for the residents, and children of West Denton. To build on this site is leaving children without safe space next to where they live. With limited personal budgets, children will not be able to travel to other neighbouring facilities. The impacts on schools. St John Vianney School is full as a 2 FE school. West Denton is a 1 FE. The new schools, as part of all new housing developments in the Outer West, have not been built to date, meaning current schools will have to cope with the increase in population, which inevitably lead to the increase in pupils. In 2019, Newcastle City Council's new school chief, Mark Patton, admitted that there is no guarantee that the authority can meet that target. You guarantee then, The target was that the city would need to have an additional 4,500 school places across all age ranges in the next decade to cope with the influx of new housing developments. And the rest. The council is exploring school streets, which means streets outside of school gates will be closed to traffic. Why? Because the council wishes to create safer and healthier environments for pupils and families and reduce levels of parking and congestion. This is impossible on this current site of the West Denton Association field, as firstly, one school is full to capacity and the other school is restricted as at 1 FE. In both cases, more cars will actively be encouraged onto the site, and Hillheads Road is a major thoroughfare between two arterial routes of the A69, Stamford and Road, both leading to the A1, because it backs up here, you've heard the crack, comes up here and just backs right away down there. Can I get in or out of there? Can I get in and out of this estate and more cars? Wow. No reference, if any, is made to the fact that the community centre is sitting within the heart of the development. And of course it is. Trying to chase kids out of a strip out that way. And it's not inclusive for everyone, of course. Over there where there's nothing there. Fucking backward, man. Backward. All about the money. The money clouds their thoughts straight away. You've heard that clown Professor Eugene with his crap he come out with, man. How it comes out of some health guy's lips, man. He should be sacked tomorrow, him. You turtle clown. And I've spoken to someone who's a paediatrician, man. I've worked for people in me, what I do, and I was working just a week ago at one, and I was talking to the top paediatrician in the country. I'm not going to put her name with you, but she knows who I am. Just he says, and I know her very well. I've worked with her for a long time. I happen to mention a little bit about the kids' health with this. Totally shocked that someone, if a health guy could come out with that kind of garbage and pass that off as okay. I'll tell you what, you're not going to bite the hand that feeds them, but should be bothered about kids' health. That's what I reckon, being the health guy, you total fool you. There is a COVID and contamination of land. Why would the council disturb this land in question where the recent planning application, it states the following, right? Big letters, of course. Potentially unacceptable risks were identified during the previous investigation works undertaken by Dunelm with respect to human health in relation to significantly elevated concentrations of the following inorganic and organic contaminants identified in the ground present on the site. The report goes on in more detail, but what the council would What council would put at risk the health of its residents for the sake of capital receipt? And of course, more importantly, the children's health that it affects more. School entrance, it's there next to it, so it's just yards away from it. Open up contaminated land. Now they've known about this for a little while there, and it's still just burying the heads and going along with it. They'll ignore everything. Doesn't matter what it is, how detrimental it is to the health and the rest. They're not bothered, people. One of the many comments from residents. Right, here's a one from a lady, Karen Dunn, and good on there, Karen lad. One of the many comments from residents, there is nothing left for the residents of the community, from Karen Dunn of Chapel House resident. We need to end as we started by quoting the words of leader of council, we are in listening mode. If this is the case, then the council need to allow the residents to be heard and known of all the above. We are sure that the council will agree with us that these points need to be addressed. Please sign below for your support, scan and send back to me. Thank you. Yours sincerely, Angela Oliver, coordinator, Save Our Field there. She's bang into them still, you know. Right, well, that's going to do, I reckon. So what I'll do, I'll come back with these in a few days' time, and we're going to go through names here. And we're going to see who's good and not so good, and who takes kids' health serious. Or you're just going to stand with your party, who tell lies and do the wrong thing, eh? Well, hey, if you stay, man, so be it. So be it. But you're showing your colours now, man. None of yous Labour are representing anyone but yourselves. You're not representing the community, the kids, or anything. We've spoke on many occasions. You've heard the crack people, and this is what they're like, man. Eh? Call right out now, man. You's total dummies. You're total dummies. Right, that's going to do. Hey, look after yourselves. Have a good time and all that, you know. Be good. And didn't put that telly on, man. Propaganda at its best. Same as the radios and the rest. Get on some social medias and start checking out people, man. You'll see it for what it is. Hardly anybody watches that garbage on that television now, man. The bias is out, and it's same as the Chronicle. It's looking like, and I'm coming back to the Chronicle and all that. Think them would take kids' health serious and all that. No, wouldn't you? Doesn't look like it, man. Right, take care. Look after yourselves. Be good. I'll catch you later because I'm coming back, man. Ta-ra.